Welcome to This Explainer. It's wild to think about, but billions of dollars just vanish globally every single year simply because teams within the exact same company aren't talking to each other. Today, we're diving straight into the architecture of strategic coordination. We're going to unpack exactly how massive global organizations manage to execute incredibly complex strategies without the whole thing just descending into total chaos. It's a fascinating topic, and the structural blueprints we're about to look at are absolutely crucial to prevent your organization from becoming a part of that wasted billion-dollar statistic. Let's kick things off with the ultimate question, right? How do organizations actually take that massive pie-in-the-sky vision and connect it to real, on-the-ground value? It's a huge operational puzzle. If you have dozens of isolated projects running at the exact same time, how do you stop them from colliding, overlapping, or honestly even actively sabotaging one another?
Section 1. The Architecture of Coordination, Building the Framework.
So what's the actual secret sauce here? Well, it boils down to program management. And look, we're not just talking about managing a single task or putting out your daily fires. This is the structured coordination of multiple related projects that collectively deliver your strategic outcomes. Think of it as the master blueprint. It ensures that your various sprawling initiatives are perfectly aligned with your big picture goals, while mathematically optimizing how you're using your incredibly valuable resources. Think of this proper coordination like a protective shield for your business. By actively stopping these initiatives from just running off in isolation, program management builds in some serious resilience. It protects the work, because when projects actually talk to each other and follow the exact same strategic roadmap, a risk to one single project becomes a highly manageable challenge for the whole framework. It doesn't turn into a catastrophic failure for the entire company. Section 2. Projects versus programs, the micro versus the macro. You really see the stark contrast when you look at these two side by side. Project management, that's intensely micro. It's getting a specific widget built or a crucial software patch out the door on time. It's the individual bricks being laid one by one. Program management, on the other hand, is the macro. It's the overarching city planner's framework linking that high-level vision to measurable business value. Now, obviously, you absolutely cannot have the big picture without the small pieces. But without that city planner's framework, those small pieces just become a disorganized pile of bricks that never really add up to anything meaningful.
Section 3. Innovating Tech and Telecom, Scaling Infrastructure.
If we look at the fast-paced worlds of tech and telecom, program management is literally the engine driving digital transformation. We're talking about massive, deeply interconnected initiatives here. Comprehensive cloud adoption, sweeping cybersecurity upgrades, rolling out agile practices across global teams, heavy infrastructure updates, and of course, massive 5G rollouts. You simply cannot execute a global 5G rollout while doing your cybersecurity upgrades on a siloed, project-by-project basis. If the security team and the 5G team aren't perfectly aligned by a program manager, the whole network becomes hopelessly vulnerable. And honestly, the true beauty of this framework is how it lets you scale innovation without totally wrecking your daily operations. It guarantees you can grow massively while still keeping the lights on and maintaining strict service reliability for your end users. It's kind of like changing the engine on a commercial jet while you're still cruising at 30,000 feet. You've got to keep the passengers safe and moving forward while completely rebuilding the very machinery that's propelling them. Section 4. Manufacturing and healthcare outcomes, physical environments and care. Now, on the surface, manufacturing and healthcare probably seem like totally different universes, right? But they share this deep structural need for coordination. In manufacturing, you're looking at lean initiatives and major automation rollouts to boost efficiency, cut waste, and just aggressively stay competitive. Over in healthcare, you're launching digital patient care platforms while balancing incredibly strict compliance rules, all to enhance clinical outcomes and safeguard patient trust. So one is heavily reliant on physical supply chains, the other on patient data platforms, but both completely rely on program management to expertly map those complex initiatives to critical real-world outcomes. So the absolutely fascinating takeaway here is that whether you're trying to cut physical waste on an incredibly loud factory floor to stay competitive, or you're working to safeguard patient trust in a quiet, highly regulated hospital wing, the overarching architecture is exactly the same. The inputs and the outputs change drastically for sure, but the underlying framework of program management is remarkably universal. Section 5. Trust in finance and retail, the customer experience. Let's pivot to a couple of really high-stakes industries, finance and retail.
Both of these rely heavily on program management to meticulously balance transforming the customer experience with maintaining ultimate brand trust and loyalty. When you log into your banking app or walk into your favorite clothing brand's physical store, you expect a perfectly seamless experience. Delivering that magic illusion of simplicity, that requires unifying the customer journey at every single invisible touchpoint behind the scenes. For the financial folks, it's a massive balancing act. It's all about integrating evolving regulatory compliance and really complex risk frameworks, but doing it without completely stifling innovation for the customer. A failure in coordination there isn't just a delayed IT project. We're talking massive regulatory fines and an instant, devastating loss of consumer trust. For retail, the challenge looks a bit different, but it's equally complex. It's about nailing those omni-channel strategies, optimizing your inventory, and unifying the brand across totally diverse global geographies. The goal is making sure the customer experience feels completely consistent, whether you're shopping in Tokyo or New York.
Section 6. Delivering measurable business value. The final blueprint. As the source material powerfully wraps up, program management is that essential architecture that connects your vision to actual measurable business value. That right there is the golden thread running through everything we've talked about today. Without this operational architecture, honestly, a vision is kind of just a hallucination. Program management is the bridge. It turns those grand ideas into tangible success, whether that success looks like a rapid 5G deployment, life-saving patient care, or a beautifully seamless retail transaction.
So I want to leave you with a slightly provocative question to chew on when you go back to your own teams and your own daily work. Are your organization's initiatives securely aligned, or are they just executing in total isolation? Because if it's the latter, it might be time to fundamentally rethink your architecture. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope this gives you a sharp, new lens to view your organization's strategy through.